Hello everyone. So today we are going to look at the demo of the last 2-3 sessions, or last session we studied. So if you are going to watch this video, please go watch my previous videos, at least 2-3 videos, and come back. Otherwise you will not understand what I am going to do today now. So I assume that you have watched the video and you have come to this video, so that I am continuing now. So what we were trying to do is, we have an LED and a button, that means a push button. That means you push the button and take your hand off. So we have an LED and such a push button. So if you press the push button one time and you take your hand off, what happens? The LED should be on. Second time if you press the button, LED should be off. Third time you press the button, LED should be on. Fourth time you press the button, LED should be off. So you are using the same single button to switch on and switch off the LED in the next pressings. You understand what I am telling? Okay. So I explained this everything in the previous videos. So watch them and come back if you don't understand. So I have explained you this code as well. So here we have this modulus operator. So we divide this. So before that, so the pattern, I already said that as well. Pattern is odd number even number pattern, because first time we press the button, we switch on the LED. Second time press the button, we switch off the LED. Third time we press the button, we switch on the LED. Fourth time we press the button, we switch off the LED. Okay. So if you see the pattern, for odd numbers pressing, LED is on, and for even numbers pressing, LED is off. So how do we find the odd and even numbers? We use the modulus operator, MODULUS, if I am correct. And if the remainder is 1, that means it is odd number. Again, we use the modular operator with 2, right? So again, if we use the modular operator by 2, and if the remainder is 0, it is even number. Okay, because even odd numbers are decided by dividing by 2, obviously. So I explained these things as well. So I made a small anyway, here in these odd numbers I switch on the LED, in the even numbers I switch off the LED. I made a small change. Here earlier I had 0, okay, because it is input pull up. So when you press the button, it is 0 or low. Now I have changed it to low because I am familiar with this way of programming. If you want, you can try with 0 as well. I think that also will work. So in the previous video I showed it as 0, but I have changed it as low. So you also can change it as low and try. Otherwise you can try with 0 and let me know. Okay, so that means button is pressed. Okay, I increase the value. So I explained the code very well. So now that means it's counting, right? First time, second time, every time you press the button, the counting is increasing. Then we take the counter value, that means C value, and we do our stuff, odd and even number conditions, whatever should happen, we do it. And again, another thing I have done is, after I switch on the LED or switch off the LED after button is pressed, I have a delay. I have around half a second delay, that means 500 millisecond delay. That means if you press the button anytime, there is, the if condition will become true and the code will come here, and within that we have a half a second delay. The next time also same. Okay, we have a half a second delay. I have added it. This is to avoid some errors, because you may not worry about this, but I ask you to add this. Okay, I don't know whether I can explain this or not, but this is to avoid, because let's say there is no delay here or here. So you press the button. Okay, so it takes time to press the button, right? Maybe your hand will be in touch with the button for, let's say, 100 milliseconds. Okay, there will be a period of time, when you press and take your hand, the button pressed time, that means your hand is in touch with the button while pressing, pressed moments may be 100 milliseconds. It cannot be 0. You understand what I'm telling? Being pressed, the button being pressed time is not 0, maybe 100 milliseconds, something like that. So if let's say 100 millisecond means, if I divide a second by 10, okay, 10 pieces, one piece is 100 millisecond, very small amount of time. So let's say I don't have this delay. So if you press the button and let's say your hand is in touch with this button for 100 milliseconds, that means the button is being pressed by 400 milliseconds. There's manual things, things happen. So at the time, if I don't have the delay, what will happen is, this loop will run very fast, because it is void loop, it will run forever. So at the time, what will happen is, let's say you press first time, you are pressed, so it is counted as first 1, isn't it? So 1, okay, so then LED is on. Okay, then there is no delay here, let's say at the time. Okay, I don't have the delay in the code. So again, else if will not work, else if is false, because c is equal to now 1 because you have pressed first time. So this is true, this will be skipped, and immediately void loop will again run. Okay, let's say void loop is running again within the 100 millisecond, but that means what, you didn't still take your hand off, because program is very fast. So again it will read, see this guys, okay, again it will read, you didn't still take your hand off, so still it is low, this is low, c will become 2 now. So that means even when you are pressing one time, due to the time that takes to press and take your hand, the second iteration will happen, and your pressing will be considered as 2 times. Then C2 means what, this is false, this become true, and LED has to be switched off now. Okay, the program can again run within the 100 millisecond. We don't know how fast it is. Depending on the speed, it will run any number of times. So every time C will keep increasing even with one pressing. Okay, because manual errors can happen. You cannot press the button and take your hand off in 0 seconds, 0 milliseconds. No, that's not possible, right? You press and take your hand, maybe a 1.1% of or 1% of a single second time will be there. I mean, your button is being pressed. Okay, for the maybe 10% of a second time, your hand will be pressing the button, keeping press the button, because that's how things happen, right? You understand what I'm telling. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm taking a decent amount of time, and I delay it here. So let's say if you press the button and you take your hand off, I assume you don't keep pressing the button more than half a second. You press the button, take it off. Maybe you only need 100 or 200 milliseconds for that. Okay, so what will happen is, if you press it one time, it will read, it will come here, and it will not do anything for next half a second. Within the time you might have taken your hand off. Okay, so again it will come here, it is false, it will come, it will again run the void loop. So when the void loop is running next time, half a second has passed within the time you took your hand off. Anyway, you must have taken your hand off. Okay, so then next time, only if you newly pressing only, this count will increase. That means it will be considered as second pressing. You understand what I'm telling? So that means the real second time pressing, then it will become true. Okay, let's say if you are keep pressing your hand purposefully more than half second, then again the same scenario will happen. If you keep pressing the button without taking your hand off, let's say for 1 minute, so this will keep running again and again, C will be increasing. So the code will go within this and within this, in each and every iteration, next to each other it will go. You understand what I'm telling? So to avoid the manual errors, I am having the 500 millisecond delay. So if you don't understand, just don't worry, just add this 500 millisecond. Okay, you understood the rest of the logic now? That's enough for now, right? So I think we can try this. So I copy this code and I have a simulation environment in Tinkercad. I want you to use real setup. Okay, that is very nice. You can see perfect. I'm sorry, what did I do? I should stop simulation first. I mistakenly started the simulation. So I go to the code and I paste my code. Okay, I'm sorry, still this thing is not stopping now. Oh, what is happening? Oh, it's starting. Something wrong with my network speed. I'm sorry guys, let's wait. Oh, it's not stopped yet. Okay, we are running out of time guys. We will continue this in the next video.